What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, Crypto Warriors? It's Talking Crypto back at it again. Today is Friday, June 12th, 2020. You must gain control over your money, or the lack of it will forever control you. Dave Ramsey. Check him out on YouTube. Has great videos, great educational videos on finance and controlling your money. Let's get into it. The national debt, baby, is at 26 trillion dollars. $26 trillion. Think about that for a second. $26 trillion. Where we are today, at the beginning of the year, we had just crossed $23 trillion. And I remember making a video about it and how unprecedented that was for us to get to that point. Now, we are at $26 trillion and counting because of all the unnecessary printing of U.S. funds. It's just crazy. It's mind-boggling. You try to come up with the words for it because I'm a loss for words. If you're wondering how we got to this point, it was slow and then it was fast. Remember back in September, the Federal Reserve swooped in with an immediate temporary $75 billion liquidity injection. According to Bank of America estimates, the Fed will need to undertake a further $400 billion bailout by purchasing bonds from the banks over the next year. This was in September of 2019 when the repo market froze up, when banks weren't lending to each other because they couldn't trust each other. So they raised their interest rates when Bank A was lending money to Bank B. And because of that, the Federal Reserve had to come in and save their friends' skin, so to speak. So that is one of the reasons why we are in the situation we're in right now. Here it is coming from Peter Schiff's website, schiffgold.com. Another month, another trillion added to the national debt. On Tuesday, the national debt pushed above $26 trillion. Just 35 days ago, the debt eclipsed $25 trillion, and 28 days before that, the national debt stood at a mere $24 trillion. I guess he meant to say trillion. Meanwhile, the federal government just set a record for the biggest budget deficit in any fiscal year, with 4 months left to go. May's budget shortfall came in at a staggering $398.8 billion, pushing the fiscal 2020 deficit to $1.88 trillion, according to the latest monthly U.S. Treasury Department statements. And you can't even trust that because they're printing money on the side for this situation right here, for the federal repo market. So they're continuing to print money secretly for their friends. I'm going to read this quote. It took the nation 210 years to run the national debt up to $2 trillion. It took exactly 2 months and 2 days to add the most recent $2 trillion. It's going to come home to roost sooner or later. We're in deep waters. We've never been here before, and it's only going to get worse from here. That 1,800 point drop in the Dow yesterday is just the beginning, in my opinion, of course. Please do your own research. It's not financial advice, but I'm giving you the broader aspect of what's happening, what's taking place, and people aren't paying attention. If you are into crypto, if you are just curious where money comes from, what is money? If you're just curious as to what money is and what are the three functions of money, just look it up. It serves as a unit of account, a store of value, and a medium of exchange. This, what the Federal Reserve, that private bank, the Federal Reserve is doing, they're just printing currency, and giving their friends the opportunity to buy real assets with that currency. And later on, we will see an inflation in that currency. But not right now, though. We don't only have secret money printing for banks. We have the Pentagon basically losing track of $35 trillion. So that's more than the national the national debt. It's funny, but it's not funny. Nah, that shit is funny. It is funny because this whole thing is a joke. This whole thing is one big friggin' joke. If you're not trying to protect yourself, I don't know what you're doing. You have to protect yourself. Protect yourself from these private banks and these guys that are in charge of these private banks helping each other out. And here it is. This is on Twitter. Steven Mnuchin is refusing to disclose the businesses receiving the $500 billion in bailout funds. He claims the info is confidential and proprietary. So you little peons, it's above your friggin' pay grade. This is what they do in the military when they say, when you ask too many questions, when you think independently, and I'm not talking about just stupid thinking. I'm just talking about like when you start asking like common sense questions or like, yo, why do we do things this way? Man, that's just above your pay grade. Don't worry about that. Just keep hurting yourself and do it the way we tell you, because that's the way we've done things all the time. That's the way we've done things for the past 200 years. Well, now we're seeing that they're printing $500 billion and they're giving it out to businesses, quote, and it's confidential and proprietary. 4.5 million businesses receive government funds. Zero transparency. The corruption is staggering, to say the least. Corruption on top of corruption on top of corruption on top of corruption. The Pentagon is missing $35 trillion. The bank bailouts in the repo market is happening on the side. And then now there's business, and I'm throwing up air quotes here, bailout for businesses, and we don't even know what businesses are getting this bailout. Who is getting all this currency? Because it's not money. Who's getting all this currency? These are the questions we need to ask these guys. They need to be getting tarred and feathered. Or there needs to be, like in Lebanon, a burning of the central bank. It got so corrupt and they got so fed up in Lebanon that they just took it to the streets and burned the federal bank. Am I saying that's what we need to do here? I'm not, calling for violence or anything like that, because, I don't want to go to jail or anything. I'm not inciting violence, but I'm just saying I could understand why this is happening in Lebanon. And I'm not going to, read it. Obviously, these will be linked. These stories will be linked in the comment section below. These stories will be linked, right? And you can see why these people are fed up. They are printing currencies all the time. They had their currency pegged to the US dollar, but then now, the dollar rose to $6,000 Lebanese pounds from 4,000 Lebanese pounds in the last 2 days. In 2 days. They added like another 50%. Crazy. If you're saying this can't happen here in the United States, it is happening. And it's happening while everybody's asleep at the wheel. Everyone is sleeping. They're watching, stupidness and not paying attention to what's really happening to them. Their wealth is getting stolen away from them. Protect yourself. All right? Protect yourself. Buy Bitcoin, buy gold, buy silver. This printing of money, this loss of, my goodness, 35. It's to the point now when you say $1 trillion, it doesn't even matter anymore, because we've become so desensitized to what's happening. Wake up, people. A reckoning is coming. And I hope that you're awake and you are preparing for what's coming. Thanks for watching. Smash the likes. Hit that subscribe button, notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. I don't know where we're heading, but it's not someplace nice. It's Sergeant Crypto, and I'm out. Peace.